Welcome to English Unplugged, the podcast for learners who want to improve their English in simple and fun ways. Today, we will practice English through many different situations using simple past tense. You will hear short, easy sentences that you can repeat, understand, and use in your daily conversations. By listening and practicing, your speaking and understanding will improve quickly. Pay attention to the verbs, the actions, and the order of words. This session will help you feel more confident and ready to speak English naturally. Let's start our practice now. 1. Daily activities. I woke up early and made my bed. She brushed her teeth and washed her face. We prepared breakfast together. He took a shower before leaving home. They watered the plants in the garden. I cleaned my room in the morning. She organized her wardrobe neatly. We folded the clothes after washing them. He cooked eggs and toast for breakfast. They swept the floor carefully. I fed the cat before going to work. She ironed her shirts for the week. We washed the dishes after lunch. He took out the trash. They polished the shoes in the hallway. I made coffee for my parents. She tidied the living room. We replaced the curtains in the kitchen. He mopped the floor after the spill. They cleaned the windows in the sun. I arranged the books on the shelf. She dusted the furniture. We organized the fridge neatly. He checked the mailbox in the afternoon. They prepared snacks for visitors. I made a shopping list for the week. She refilled the water bottles. We cleaned the garage on Sunday. He fixed the leaking tap. They changed the bed sheets. I watered the flowers on the balcony. She washed the car in the driveway. We prepared lunch together. He polished the table before dinner. They swept the porch. I organized my study table. She packed the bag for school. We disinfected the kitchen counters. He cleaned the refrigerator. They folded the towels neatly. Great job! Now that we practice sentences about daily activities at home, let's move on to sentences about school and learning. These will help you talk about studying, homework, and classroom experiences in the past tense. 2. School and learning. I studied English for 2 hours. She completed the math assignment. We read a story in class. He wrote a paragraph about his trip. They solved the science problems carefully. I reviewed the history notes. She highlighted important points in the textbook. We prepared for the quiz together. He answered all the questions in the test. They explained the topic to their classmates. I learned new vocabulary from the dictionary. She practiced handwriting in the notebook. We memorized the poem for recitation. He drew diagrams for the project. They revised for the final exams. I read a chapter from the science book. She summarized the lesson in her own words. We discussed the book in the group. He wrote a report about the school trip. They presented their project in front of the class. I completed the art assignment. She practiced the musical instrument. We reviewed the grammar exercises. He explained the concept to younger students. They prepared a chart for the presentation. I solved puzzles from the workbook. She read a magazine about science. We wrote a short essay about nature. He drew a map of the country. They answered questions during the discussion. I researched for the history project. She prepared flashcards for learning. We completed the group activity. He corrected the mistakes in the homework. They created a poster for the school event. I practiced reading aloud. She explained a difficult word to the friend. We reviewed the notes before the test. He learned new words from a storybook. They rehearsed for the school play. Well done! Now we will focus on travel and exploration. These sentences will help you describe trips, sightseeing, and adventures you experienced. 3. Travel and exploration. I visited the mountains last summer. She explored the old fort in the town. We walked along the riverside. He climbed the hill to see the sunrise. They discovered a hidden waterfall. I rode a bicycle in the countryside. She visited a small village. We traveled by train to the next city. He captured photographs of the landscape. They enjoyed a boat ride on the lake. I hiked through the forest trail. She saw deer near the river. We explored the caves safely. He went on a camping trip with friends. They walked along the beach. I visited the lighthouse at the coast. She learned about local culture in the town. We traveled to a historic monument. He explored a botanical garden. They attended a local festival during the trip. I watched birds in the forest. She climbed a small hill near the village. We enjoyed the sunset on the beach. He visited the museum downtown. They explored an old library. I walked through the old market. She visited the city park. We traveled to a countryside farm. He took a ferry across the river. They visited the temple on the hill. I explored the hidden alleyways of the city. She saw colorful fish in the pond. We went on a guided city tour. He walked on the pier by the sea. They enjoyed the quiet riverbank. I explored a small island nearby. She climbed the hilltop temple. We discovered a waterfall in the jungle. He visited the castle ruins. They photographed the mountains at sunrise. Excellent. Next, let's talk about social and family situations. These sentences will help you describe meetings with friends, family events, and celebrations. 4. Social and family. I met my grandparents at their home. She invited her friends for tea. We celebrated my cousin's birthday. He helped his brother with homework. They attended a family gathering. I talked to my friend on the phone. She cooked dinner for the family. We played games during the festival. He congratulated his sister for her achievement. They visited relatives in another town. I prepared snacks for the guests. She decorated the living room for the party. We sang songs together at home. He helped his mother in the kitchen. They watched family videos together. I gave a gift to my friend. She wrote a letter to her uncle. We shared stories during dinner. He organized a small party for friends. They baked cookies for neighbors. I attended a cousin's wedding. She cleaned the house before guests arrived. We enjoyed the evening together. He played board games with family. They took photographs of the celebration. I helped my father in the garden. She prepared tea for everyone. We watched the sunset on the terrace. He assisted his sister with projects. They shared old memories with grandparents. I played football with my cousins. She made handmade cards for friends. We arranged chairs for the guests. He helped decorate the dining area. They participated in a family picnic. I prepared lemonade for the gathering. She taught her cousin a new song. We celebrated a festival at home. He cleaned the backyard before the party. They shared food with the neighbors. Nice work. Now we will practice sentences about work and tasks. These sentences will help you talk about office work, chores, and helping others in the past tense. 5. Work and tasks. I completed the report before noon. She organized files in the office. We typed letters for the manager. He fixed the printer yesterday. They answered emails in the afternoon. I prepared the documents for submission. She scheduled meetings for the week. We scanned the files carefully. He delivered parcels to the clients. They attended a team meeting. I created a spreadsheet for data analysis. She filed papers in the cabinet. We checked the schedule for appointments. He photocopied important documents. They updated the records in the system. I wrote notes during the meeting. She arranged the stationery. We planned the workflow for next month. He sent reminders to colleagues. They corrected the mistakes in reports. I cleaned the work desk. She prepared a presentation for the client. We archived old documents. He typed minutes of the meeting. They assisted new employees. I reviewed the contracts carefully. She delivered forms to the department. We checked the stock in the store. He organized the storage room. They helped arrange the office party. I prepared invoices for the customers. She scheduled calls with clients. We sorted the mail. He fixed technical issues in the computer. They filled the office supplies. I updated the database. She corrected the spreadsheet errors. We planned the next project. He printed handouts for the workshop. They managed files efficiently. Great! Next, let's focus on hobbies and leisure activities. These sentences will help you talk about music, sports, art, and other fun things you did. 6. Hobbies and leisure. I painted a picture of the sunset. She played the guitar in the evening. We wrote poems in the garden. He played chess with his friend. They knitted scarves for winter. I read a novel in the afternoon. She practiced yoga in the morning. We listened to classical music. He drew cartoons for fun. They played badminton in the yard. I baked cookies for friends. She played the piano beautifully. We explored photography in the park. He wrote a short story. They painted a mural in the community center. I enjoyed sketching in my notebook. She sang songs at the party. We learned origami last week. He tried calligraphy at home. They played volleyball at the beach. I created a scrapbook of memories. She practiced dancing in the living room. We built a model airplane. He wrote songs in his journal. They explored painting techniques online. I painted flowers in watercolors. She played table tennis with friends. We practiced singing together. He made a handmade card. They learned photography basics. I enjoyed reading comics. She practiced guitar chords. We made a small sculpture. He played the flute in the evening. They learned to play a new instrument. I tried watercolor techniques. She painted her room creatively. We played puzzles together. He wrote diary entries regularly. They enjoyed playing board games. Well done. Now we will practice sentences about shopping and eating out. These sentences will help you describe buying things, visiting markets, and eating in restaurants. 7. Shopping and eating out. I bought fresh vegetables from the market. She ordered pasta at the restaurant. We tried new dishes at a cafe. He purchased a pair of shoes. They visited a grocery store in town. I selected fruits from the basket. She paid for her coffee. We explored a shopping mall together. He tasted local cuisine at the street food market. They bought souvenirs for friends. I checked the price tags carefully. She asked for recommendations at the bakery. We purchased books from the store. He chose gifts for his family. They enjoyed snacks at a food stall. I bought a bag for school. She tried different ice cream flavors. We visited a local market. He purchased stationery items. They explored the supermarket aisles. I tasted new bakery items. She bought fresh flowers. We ordered lunch at a small restaurant. He selected a t-shirt for himself. They paid the bill at the cafe. I purchased ingredients for cooking. She tried a new dessert. We explored handmade products at the market. He bought a gift for his mother. They tasted street food specialties. I checked the quality of the vegetables. She ordered a sandwich. We bought kitchen utensils. He visited a shopping center. They purchased snacks for the trip. I tasted new dishes at a restaurant. She selected clothes for the party. We ordered drinks at the cafe. He bought a small toy for his nephew. They explored local shops together. Excellent. Finally, let's practice sentences about events and festivals. These will help you describe celebrations, parties, and cultural occasions in the past tense. 8. Events and festivals. I attended the music festival in town. She celebrated Diwali with her family. We watched fireworks during the festival. He joined a local parade. They decorated the house with lights. I visited the fair with friends. She prepared sweets for the festival. We enjoyed traditional dances. He participated in a cultural program. They lit candles in the evening. I wore new clothes for the celebration. She attended a wedding ceremony. We sang songs during the festival. He played games at the fair. They prepared gifts for guests. I joined the community gathering. She helped organize the event. We watched folk performances. He participated in a cooking competition. They visited the festival stalls. I danced during the celebration. She lit diyas in the courtyard. We shared food with neighbors. He joined the traditional procession. They attended a musical performance. I enjoyed the festive atmosphere. She bought festival decorations. We sang carols during Christmas. He helped set up the stage. They prepared costumes for the play. I attended a local sports event. She celebrated New Year with friends. We enjoyed carnival rides. He visited a cultural exhibition. They watched a street performance. I helped distribute sweets. She danced in the festival parade. We enjoyed the festival music. He participated in the quiz competition. They visited the temple for blessings. Well done, everyone. You completed sentences across 8 different situations in simple past tense. Keep practicing these sentences every day. Repeat them aloud, and try using them in your conversations. Listening, repeating, and practicing will help you improve your English naturally. Remember, consistent practice is the key to becoming confident. Thank you for joining English Unplugged. Keep learning, and see you in the next session. If you enjoyed this session, don't forget to subscribe to English Unplugged. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Practice with us every day, improve your English, and become more confident in speaking. Share this podcast with your friends and family, and help them learn English too. Join our community of learners and keep exploring fun ways to improve your skills.